So let's talk security.
I figure it's a great time to talk about security measures that I use in the van at the end of my overnight stay at Cracker Barrel. Even for those of us that feel like we're very prepared, it's always a little bit nerve-wracking.
An area that was unfinished unintentionally is this area right above my slider door in the back, and I happen to love it because it's magnetic. It also has holes in it which I can attach things to. As far as security measures, this is the prime location for me. I have this large knife here and I have a large mallet ultimately for my rug. I have my fire extinguisher. This is a flashlight. That's step one.
Step one is my weapon wall. There are a few other items within the van that I won't point out just for reasons, things that I can grab and that are important to have with me. The number one aspect for me is my dog. She is mostly Australian cattle dog. One of her grandparents is German Shepherd. It does not necessarily apply if you have a Maltese or a Yorkie in your van, but for me, she is absolutely a key factor. I wouldn't say it lets me put my guard down, but I know that anything that is to be seen or heard, she's going to see and hear it before I do, and she will let me know if there's an issue. I think one thing you'd always want to be aware of as well, sorry, my teapot's like right in your view here, is where you park. With your bed situation, if you're if you're sleeping left to right, let's say you're on a curb, you want your head down here because the van may be tilted a little bit. But that's also unfortunately this section of the van that if there's a drunk driver on that street, he's smashing into your van right there. I actually built it with my USB charger with this piece of wood right here, assuming my head would be down here for the sake of the curb and the elevation until I realized that's where I'd get hit. And I've also heard someone mention that they have a recording of a male yelling and saying like, "Get out of here, who are you?" or "What do you want?" And if something happened, they played it. I don't know how loud we can get something like that on our phone to play, even if it's just talking. It would probably be something to play so that people outside assume there's people inside. Or a dog barking. That would be nice. My dog doesn't necessarily bark too much. She's kind of a silent killer. Don't let her fool you. She kind of is. Those are just a few of the things that I would point out to focus on. Also, your spare key, keep that in something or on something, hidden in something that if someone breaks into your van, you don't want that spare key to go out with your backup purse. They're going to take everything and you want that key to remain. I guess I think for the worst, keep it somewhere where folks won't think to take it. And your peanut butter jar, an empty peanut butter jar made to look like a peanut butter jar. I also have this window breaker and a seatbelt cutter for if you have it up front with you. I keep it right above my head in the bed. If there's a fire up front or an issue with my electrical components, which are under my pillow, this is so that I can bust a window to get out. My back doors are right there. The latch for my back door is actually probably about as low as right here. So I probably couldn't reach down there to get it very quickly. I've also never even used that latch. I've never used those doors from the inside. I think that I would be wildly unprepared to open those back doors. Hence, I would break a window if I needed to and get out because I wouldn't be able to do that. My huge fear is just coming in and destroying what I've built. It's not about the thing, it's just about the principality. But one thing I do when I'm at a campground, especially when I can leave things outside, I have been known to take really big like men's boots, Brian's boots with me. The bigger and scarier and construction lookinger they are, the better. I set 2 chairs out so that people think there's 2 people there. I also have a really big dog bowl. Her lead is also always outside. I look fabulous. Sorry, I did just wake up and, still grooming myself. The security system is a must for me, not just for when I'm away, but also for when I'm in it. The security system won't go off if the window's broken, but as soon as they open the door, it would go off. I like to think it would give me those few seconds notice. It's also there for if I'm hiking and have my van at the trailhead, that I can hear it if somebody does that. That's actually been the situation that I fear the most. Put me at a trailhead where it's just me, heaven forbid, like out west, parked at a trailhead where you can literally see for a mile. So they very well know if you park at that trailhead with your van, you're at least a mile away. And that's concerning. But security system, I set it when I'm sleeping and I often forget. I'm getting better, but I often forget and I grab my key and I grab my dog with her leash in the morning to take her out to pee and I wake up the entire, wherever it may be, at like 4 in the morning. That was upsetting. Sorry, folks. And with that,
That's all I got to say on the security issue. It's a lot. I hope that wasn't too much talking for you. We are still in our spot here at Cracker Barrel. I think the sun is definitely up. I'm gonna finish my coffee. We are about to head off from the Cracker Barrel. I have just hooked up the coffee maker so it won't go anywhere. I actually need to hook up the fridge so it also doesn't become a projectile. I like to hold with two hands because one has gotten away from me when I was unhooking it before and I nearly lost a tooth. It hit me right in the cheek, so maybe I also lost an eye, you know? But there you go. It's already light out. I'm hooking up my curtain, taking down my window covering so I can see outside as I drive. Let's go to the front. All right, we are just letting the van warm up. We are all hooked up. Greta's in our harness. Normally I have a hat on day 2, but it's, you know, it's maybe a 2 out of 10, which is better than a 0 out of 10 with my hair. So I'm just gonna let it be. I like to try not to wear hats. If you know my hair woes from one of my earlier videos, I try not to wear my hat when I can, but usually on these camping trips by day 2, I'm an oily mess regardless of my shower situation and it's on, but we're gonna roll with it. I also, on normal camping days, will not put makeup on. I did put some mascara on this morning just for the sake of this video. That's always something helpful when you're recording for YouTube. Although I've looked not my best, and that just is what it is. Camping, I tend to, you know, it's a different hygiene situation, and I don't usually grab my makeup. So my window's almost clear. Let's get on the road. It is a much prettier place in the day. I will show you where we parked, and then we'll head out of here. It's a beautiful sunrise. So I'm pulling out of the spot where I moved to this morning. This is the parking lot. This is where I drove last night. I went back here because it was very nicely lit, but I think I was first concerned by the fence and just the general upkeep. I parked, you can't see it, I parked right here. I'm passing it under this light right here. And as you can see, there's the other hotel, motel, or Holiday Inn, whatever it may be. And this was the cut through for this hotel right here. And a lot of people did that. So I heard that all night. Now we're just going to circle back from the back of the Cracker Barrel. And this right here on our left is where the actual RV parking is. That would have been, well, nice to know. Although the spots were nice. The spots were nice, but like I said earlier, or yesterday perhaps, it was darker there. All the lights were out. So I may have still went exactly where I went. Greta, pretty girl.